I gotta be here, right?
GHARD Radio.
Yo, check it out, man. It's your boy Dolo, man. There's a lot of things to discuss. There's a lot of things to talk about. So, if you don't want to know my story, you better get the hell out of here right now because I'm gonna let y'all know what it is. So last night, I'm getting calls and calls because somebody's trying to expose the GHARD, putting up sex offender pictures and, just trying to embarrass me. Like, come on, man. I'm like too far along with the situation in my life to be embarrassed by the situation. Actually, I feel good because I manned up to the situation. You know what I'm saying? But basically,
GHARD Radio.
2002, you know what I'm saying? I got in a situation. I was at a club. I met a young lady. It was a 21 plus club too. So I met the young lady. We went back to the house. We had a good time. We drank wine. Yeah, we did what it did. We had sex. It was cool. So next day, she went home that night. The next day, police come knocking at my door. Mind you, I got a crib in Baltimore, Maryland. You know what I'm saying? With my man Frizz. Frizz go out of state. The funny thing is I should have went out of state with Frizz. And I wouldn't have gotten the situation. He wanted me to come. But I had to stay home and grind because I had drugs. And I had to make money to pay this rent. So I stayed home and I did my thing. So when police came to my house the next door, they was knocking for like at least 2 hours. And they was not stopping. And I was scared because I thought they was coming for the drugs and shit that I had stashed in the crib. So I'm shook. And I'm looking through the peephole and I noticed that I know one of the cops from college. I went to Coppin State with one of the cops. So I'm like, she ain't no bum rush type rah cop like that. So I opened the door. And once she walked in, she was like, yeah, do you know so-and-so? And I was like, yeah, she was here last night. We had a good time. And it was like, yeah, so did you have sex with her? I was like, yeah. You know what I mean? We had a good time. Not even knowing what the hell was going on. So they told me that she said that she got raped and somebody dragged her in the house and tied her up and did all this crazy shit to her. And I'm sitting over here like, what the you know what I mean? I'm thinking like, are you serious? So now I'm extra shook because I got a new charge, and I'm extra shook because I got drugs in my house. So I'm like, what the fuck? So when they asked me to come down to the station and sign a written statement, I was with it. It just shows you that I was so fucked up and so shook that I was willing to tell my side of the story at any cost. I didn't even think about talking to an attorney, man, and that fucked me over big time because I wrote a written confession about what I did, and what I admitted to was having sex with a minor. I admitted to that, and I had a written statement for that. You feel what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, fuck. So all these other charges come up: kidnapping, first degree rape, fucking. Those are the like most serious charges out of the whole situation. So I said, you know what I'm gonna do? I said, man, fuck, man. Got me a lawyer,
GHARD Radio.
Leslie Dobrez, Charles Street, Baltimore, Maryland. Leslie Dobrez, Google it. Charles Street, Baltimore, Maryland. But I paid about 10 racks for her. And
GHARD Radio.
She was a good lawyer. We went all the way to trial and shit. So mind you, my lawyer's telling me that when I'm looking in the report, she says that she got yanked off the streets. She said that she got tied to a bedpost. Number one, there was no forceful entry. There was no semen. There was no rope burns. And I don't have no bedposts. Police never found no rope in my crib, and they never found no evidence or no pictures of her arms that says that she's been tied up. To what? I don't even have a bedpost, but that's whatever. So they say, all right, we're gonna have to do DNA. We're gonna have to do samples on your panties or whatever. Why she say she didn't have her panties? She said that she took her panties home and washed them, nigga. After the most horrific thing ever happened to you in your life, you're gonna go home and get rid of the evidence? Yeah. So basically, the day of trial and shit, my lawyer's getting all shook, talking about if I take the stand, I can get smoked. They're trying to give me 30 years. They don't want her, this young girl on the stand crying. It's not gonna look good in front of the jury. I was shook, man, and I ain't gonna front though. The only thing that I ever wanted with the situation was to be over, dog. You know what I mean? Them 18 months I was fighting this case, man, that shit was the worst, nigga. Every day thinking about this bullshit and why this chick just took my life and just threw it away because she was scared to get her ass whooped. You know what I mean? But anyway, so the day of trial, they saying, yo, we got a deal on the table. I'm like, what? They're like, we're gonna drop the kidnapping, we're gonna drop the aggravated rape. The only thing we're gonna convict you for is the sleeping, the statutory rape. You know what I mean? And the only reason why I could have beat that, but the only reason why I couldn't beat it is because of the statement that I wrote at the police station, dog, with my signature on it, dog, admitting that I smashed Shorty. So now, that's the only thing that we have to deal with. That's the only thing that they can catch me with. That's the only evidence that they have on me now, bro. The only thing that they have on me is what I admitted to. You feel what I'm saying? So how the fuck, she said she got tied up, no bedpost, no rope, no semen, no panties, no neighbors heard anything, nobody heard no screaming, no nothing. She don't have no evidence. The only evidence that they had against me was the evidence that I wrote in my written statement that really smoked me on the statutory. So, boom. So now, I got 3 years probation.
GHARD Radio.
Probation, and I take 10 years registered as a sex offender in the state of Maryland. 3 years probation, 10 years registered as a sex offender in the state of Maryland. Do you all hear me clear? Listen, because y'all think y'all know every fucking thing, so listen to what's going on. So I go, alright, so I'm like, I can do it. Not even noticing that the status of a sex offender, that shit just gonna fuck my life up. But I'm not really noticing it because I'm just happy that the situation is gonna be over. I'm with it. You feel me? So I take the deal, whatever. I do the probation, I bang that shit out. The last 11 months of my probation, I call a drug charge. So I did 9 months, and I violated that statutory rape case. I violated that, but I beat the drug charge. So when I got out on the drug charge, they just terminated my probation for the sex offender shit. For the statutory shit, because my 3 years was up, and I just did it. So they eliminated that. So cool. Remember, in B-more, a statutory rape is only a level 2, so it's really not that serious, but whatever. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let me go back to Massachusetts, because I moved from Baltimore back to Massachusetts. So when I go back to Massachusetts, it ain't like I'm running from what happened in B-more. I kept it 100. You know what I'm saying? Now, first, let me say this. Like, what kind of motherfucker will aggravatingly rape somebody? Like, take that shit, beat you up, tie you up, do all this kind of crazy shit that a fucking perverted fucking skinner fuck boy would do. Who would fucking do that and not go to prison, and not get any prison time? All you niggas that know the law, you tell me, my nigga. Like, who would get convicted of those charges and not do no fucking time? Not a day inside. You know what I mean? Fuck it. You know what I mean? That shit but that makes sense to y'all. That makes sense to y'all. So I'm gonna remind you again that my original charge was statutory rape. That's the only thing that I got convicted of because I admitted it. So now I got that charge. I moved to Boston. The first thing I do when I get out here, I bring it to the Cambridge police station. I'm like, yo, listen, this is a situation I got into in Baltimore, and I'm just doing what I have to do, what the law requires me to do. You understand that? I handle my business. I don't run from shit. So I said, I'm handling my business. I'm doing what the law requires me to do. So here's this information, this fucked up case that I got from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm about to bring it back to Cambridge. So all you motherfuckers is gonna know, and I didn't give a fuck about none of that. You know what I mean? Because I just wanted to handle my business. So I registered in Cambridge Police Station. They sent out a letter to my crib. They sent out a letter to my crib. And when the letter got there, I never received it. I'm not saying it's their fault. I'm not saying it's my fault. But I never received it. It was a level hearing. And what happens at a level hearing is that it determines what level of offender you are. So 1 being minor, 2 being and 3 being the most dangerous, the nigga that the community gotta know about, the nigga that people, you know what I'm saying, should be on point about, you know what I'm saying? And so I missed the hearing. So when you miss that level hearing, that automatically pushes your status. I don't care if you're a 1 or a 2. If you miss that level hearing, you're automatically placed at a level 3. Did you hear what I said? If you miss that level hearing, you're automatically pushed to a level 3. You feel what I'm saying? So that's how my status got to level 3 in Massachusetts. Now let me tell you the fucked up shit that y'all don't know about, and this is happening to a lot of motherfuckers. They don't give a fuck about us. They're just grouping us. They're putting all the sex offenders in one pot, and they're just calling us all pieces of shit. But there's niggas like me that was lied to. There was niggas like me that was deceived. There was niggas, you know what I'm saying? What about them niggas? You know what I'm saying?
GHARD
That's
Radio.
the kind of nigga that I am in this situation. I'm not nobody that went and took something from any chick. Out of all the bitches I ever had, all the women I had in my life, you think that I would take something from a woman? I don't need to take this scrape, man. And I think y'all know that, and I know y'all know that. But like I said, this is the only thing that sucker niggas got on me, so they gotta run with it. Knowing damn well that ain't even my style. That ain't even my style. I don't get down like that. But so now my shit's at a level 3. So that was 2002. And look, it's going on 2014, and look what you haters are still doing, dog. Look what you all are not letting me live down. Why ain't you talking about anything else, man? You talk about something from 13 years ago? That's the only ammo you got, bro? You feel me? Now, I know it's a fucked up situation, and if you're a parent, of course, you gotta be on guard and you gotta be alert. I don't never hate nobody for protecting their children, but don't fucking disrespect me.
GHARD Radio.